When Mary starts with 2/3 of a tank of gas, she can only cover 3/4 of the distance to her mom's home from her home. How many tanks of gas does she need to reach her mom's home from her home? It's a fraction problem, middle school fraction problem, fairly challenging, and we are going to work on this problem visually. So let's say we start with Mary's tank of gas, and let's say this is her tank of gas. Okay, it has 3 equal parts and it's 2/3 full, so I shaded 2/3 of her tank because it's 2/3 full. This is Mary's tank, and this is 2/3 of Mary's tank. However, 2/3 of Mary's tank also represents 3/4 of the distance to her mom's house. And this is a difficult part of the problem, and you really want to pause and reflect why I am making that claim. With 2/3 of a tank of gas, she can also cover 3/4 of the distance to her mom's home. So what represents 2/3 of a tank of gas can also be used to represent 3/4 of the distance to her mom's home from her home. The catch is, if this is 3/4 of the distance to her mom's home, I need to find the entire distance to her mom's home in terms of these pink rectangles. It's a little difficult to do because I have 2 pink rectangles. They're hard to split in 3 equal parts because I am interested in 3/4 of the distance. Let's write it here, 3/4 of the distance. So this is the crucial part. Then we're going to change this picture slightly to answer our question. It's hard for me to cut up 2 rectangles into 3 pieces. However, if I take each of the 2 pink rectangles and split them equally into 3 pieces, I will be in good shape, and that's what we're going to do. So all I did here is I took my original pink rectangle, I split them further into 3 pieces. So the entire tank had 3 rectangles, 2 of them were shaded pink. I took the entire tank, and each of the 3 parts of the entire tank has been cut into 3 equal parts. This is still 3/4 of the distance. Distance between Mary's home and her mother's home. Okay, so I think we're in good shape. Now I think we can handle it. So if this is 3/4, this has to be 1/4. This has to be 1/4. From left to this pink mark is 1/4 of the distance. This has to be 2/4 of the distance. Let me redo it. 2/4 of the distance. This has to be 3/4 of the distance. Now, the entire distance is 4/4. So I will have to include 2 more from here. Now this represents the entire distance between Mary's home and her mother's home. How much gasoline would she need? Well, what part of the tank would she need to complete her trip? The answer has to be 8/9. Why? Because her entire tank is cut up into 9 pieces, and she will be consuming exactly 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So the answer is 8. She will need Mary will need 8/9 of the entire tank. That's my answer.